Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon, and I believe this is episode 105. I always put it up here. I feel bad I haven't said it in a while, but a big hello and welcome to new viewers and people in the group, and a big thank you for everybody who keeps coming back every week. I'm usually like so in mode of what I'm going to talk about, but sometimes I forget to say that, and I apologize, because I really do appreciate you watching. I guess I should kind of preface all this by saying this is probably going to be a long episode, and I have a lot to show. So when the enabling time comes, if you do not want to see a total gluttony of yarn, then you can feel free to turn it off. But you are warned. Okay, knit along. Only one knit along going on right now, and it is the Sprig Sweater by Alana Dacos of Never Not Knitting and Botanical Knits. So we have one finished person, so you have a little over 2 weeks to get that in, like 2.5 weeks. So get those sweaters done. I've seen progress pictures and they are looking gorgeous. So I cannot wait to see more finished ones. And then I will pick a winner for that, and you will get any giftable pattern on Ravelry up to $7. So hopefully everybody has gotten all their other prizes. Everything's been taken care of. I will say I am so behind on everything. If you email me, private message me on Ravelry, it might take me a day or two to get back to you. I know there's some things I just haven't even gotten to. My inbox is constantly full, and I'm trying to work my way through it. I have not been spending a lot of time on social media. I feel like I was like living on Ravelry, and I love Ravelry. I love being a very active part, but I'm like, I felt like it was like a constant thing. So I've had to kind of back off a little, and everything, because I'm not getting anything done when I'm on the computer. So, like I said, just give me some time. Life is super, super hectic for me right now. It happens. So, talked about knit-alongs. I'm not sure what we'll knit along with in March, or March and April. I don't know. The wheels are still kind of turning. I might put it up to vote. I might not. I don't know. Or a poll. You will see. I've been all consumed lately. So let's just get into it. So, finished objects. I have finished objects. So I did finish my husband's sock hide hat. It is out of Opal, self-striping sock yarn, the Van Gogh colorway, and it's like bedroom at Arles or Arliss or something like that. He picked it out. He's very happy with it. He's worn it many, many times. I actually had to hunt it down last night so I could show it to you today. He doesn't take it to work. He's like afraid he'll lose it or something. So I'll put it on. It kind of goes with my flannel today. I'm feeling very like, I was a teenager of the 90s, so I'm feeling very teenager 90s-ish today because I'm in my corduroy pants and my flannel shirt. Let's see. So, I love it. I think it's super cute. I do like mine better, but it's because it's my colors. But he loves it. So it's a sockhead hat by Boho Knits. I can never remember the girl's name, but she put stuff out on Ravelry under Boho Knits. So it is a free pattern. The pattern does call for you to knit 4 inches in the ribbing and then 9 inches in straight stockinette, and I have only been making mine 7 inches straight stockinette because I don't like them overly slouchy. Next up, because I have more than one, I have more than 2. Oh, something fell. So I was at the knit shop and I was looking at yarn, and I don't know how I've walked past this yarn a few times, but it is Cascade Yarns Lana Bamboo. It is 79% wool and 21% viscose from bamboo. So I was looking at it and I'm talking to the one girl who's a friend of the owner, and I'm like, oh, look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? And it's so soft. She goes, oh, well, I was supposed to knit a cowl, a shop sample out of it. It's over on the table. You can just take it home. I'll let you do it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be happy to. So as I'm getting out my bag to put the yarn in there, and she's like, oh, we'll take the one you like, because the one that was on the table was a different color. It was like pinks and purples or something like that. And I pulled out my cowl, my breakaway cowl that's my design, in the Perfection colorway from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and she was like, what is that? You know, she's like, that color. And so she's like, that is what you should make with this yarn. And I was like, oh, well, you know, if the shop owner wants, you know, a certain pattern, I will knit whatever. And so she's like, no, no. So we talked it over with the shop owner, and I knit a breakaway. And this is the yarn. And I love this. I think this is so stinking gorgeous. See, in the, I don't know, on my camera it looks like you get like little flashes of color. But when you see it in person, it's very subtle. And it really shows the design. I don't know that the camera really picks it up, because there is multiple colors in this. There is a dark blue, a really dark navy, almost a black, a teal, kind of a more green, like a turquoise. I mean, the colors are amazing, and it is super, super soft. What I am seeing does not in any way show what it actually looks like. But I'll put this on as well. I don't mind modeling it. So this will go live at the LYS, and I think it's super cute. And it's so much fun walking in and seeing my designs. So, Breakaway by me. And then, so we were getting ready to close up the shop on Saturday. And she got in this big box of yarn in, and it was something new she started carrying, and I was like, oh, I'll buy a skein to take home and play with, and I'll bring something in. So I was digging through, looking through the different packs of yarn. I was thinking about going with a bright blue, and I told her, I said, oh, I think I'm going to just buy one to play with. And she goes, well, if you want one to play with, you can have the skein the company gave me. I'm like, oh, okay. So the yarn is Babe Soft Cotton Chunky, and it is by Euro Yarns. I've never heard of it either, but here's the ball band. So this is 55% acrylic and 45% cotton. And let me tell you, it is so soft and so squishy. It is like perfect, like baby blanket. But I made a piggy. So it is Priscilla the Persnickety Pig. Also one of my patterns. Because if I'm going to knit something from the shop and I can make anything I want, I'm going to make something of mine. But she is big. She is at least twice the size of the original samples. It is a chunky yarn. She's quite big. We always, I was knitting her up and I got her all finished. I looked at her, I'm like, what a porker. Because I had the little one sitting there, and she is just so soft. So the yarn is 100 grams, but you get 153 yards, which is quite generous. So I only used 3/4 of the skein, and then I took the rest of it and I knit just a little square swatch. Because to feel that, I'm telling you, great baby blanket stuff. Like, I wish I knew someone who's going to be hatching out a kid sometime soon, so I could like make them a blanket out of it. And a toy. So that's my piggy. Piggy, piggy. And then, I guess since after finished objects, we go into works in progress, because it's kind of both. So, last week I told you about the soul-sucking teddy bear. And so I go in and I took the bear, and she loved it, and I gave her the extra yarn. She'd given me 2 skeins of the body color, and I only used half a skein for the little sweater it was wearing. So she's like, oh, well, why don't you make another one? Right. Well, I can't tell her no, because I can't, because I adore her. And so she's like, well, this time pick one of the other animals, because the pattern is the same body, but it has different ears and tails, whether you want to make a bear, a cat, a dog, or a bunny. So I picked a kitty. And I have to say, the pattern was a lot better the second time around, because I already knew how to modify it to work it in the round, and how it was going to, it has like fuzzies on it. I'm like picking them off. And I knew what to expect, which makes a huge, huge difference, right? So I whipped this up in a day. The whole thing. I did this yesterday. And, you know, the yarn is Plymouth Yarn's Daisy, and it's kind of like a chenille. So it is a, I think it's pretty much just an acrylic, maybe even acrylic cotton blend as well. Super soft, super fuzzy. Definitely adds a lot of texture. And then it has a little tail because it is a kitty. There we go, that might be better. So then I just have to make the little sweater, and the sweater will be pink because that's what I had left over. So it is a mostly finished object. The kitty just needs its sweater. The body's finished. So another shop sample. And then I showed you last week that I was working on the Albers cowl, and I finished the first square. And this is taking a lot longer than I expected. I just thought, oh, squares. That should be easy and fast. So here's the first one. So it's kind of like the log cabin squares, except for they're not, the first square is perfectly square, and then there's more of the color on the top than towards the bottom. And I have a heck of a lot of ends to weave in. Like, that's something I absolutely did not take into consideration. And I don't know why, because I should have known a heck of a lot of ends. So I'll probably just do like a night of marathon and weaving in. And then I have just started the second square. So the center part, and then there's like this lime green that will go around. So it's coming slowly but surely, a lot slower than I expected. So luckily I only have to make 3. You make 3 of them, and then you block them, and then you just whip stitch them, or mattress stitch, I guess, however you wanted to do it, all together. I don't think it specifies how they want you to put it together. I'm trying to think, and I don't think they do. And then the last work in progress that I touched this week, because y'all know I have way too many works in progress than I should. So I am working on the last sample for my sock pattern that will be coming out shortly. I think I just have a couple more testers I need to hear from, but pretty much everything is good. Like I said, I have 2 testers who have gone above and beyond, and I appreciate it immensely. Like, immensely. So, my first sample I knit like forever and a day ago, and it used a heel toe kit. So then I wanted to knit one with just a solid color for an example, and to double check numbers and everything. So I am using 716 Knit in her 716 sock base, in the colorway called We Don't Have Cable, So We Make Our Own Fun. Which I really love, because we don't have cable, so we have to make our own fun here too. So it is bright aquas, and then there was like a bare white part, and it was like splattered. It looks so much fun. I would love to see how she dyes, because it looks like it would just be a blast to do. So there's that. So just one so far. It's mainly been car knitting. So, but as soon as I get the little sweater done and that cowl done, this should be done too. It should hopefully all get done within the next week or 2. The cowl is taking, like I said, I thought, oh, last week, I'll have that cowl done by this week. But I also didn't expect to be knitting all the shop samples that I am. And I don't mind doing it at all. Let's see, what else have I been doing? It kind of moves into enabling. So real quick, because while I'm thinking about it, and I don't want to forget, I got a package 2 days ago. And you want to know what was in the package? Handknit socks! So I got these wonderful socks, I'll pull it off, from Megan of the Stockinette Zombies. She surprise knitted me some socks. And they are so cool. They are with her OMG heel sock, and it's Vesper sock yarn, which I don't have any Vesper. I've never owned any. I've never got to wear it, and it's very nice. But I look at her stitches, and I'm like, oh my goodness, she must knit these on really tiny needles. Because her stitches look so much smaller than mine. And then I also got a super lovely card saying that she hoped they brighten up my day, and they have. I love them, love them, love them. They are so bright and colorful, and I love bright, colorful kapow socks. I'm putting it back on, my foot's cold. So, okay, moving in, kind of creeping into the enabling. And also kind of a work in progress. So I was at the LYS, and I have decided that I want to buy a loom. So I have opted for the Shack Cricut loom. And so I was there, well, here, I'll show you the box. I saw this. It is the Shack Zoom Loom. It is a 4x4 pin loom. And I guess, I think there's another podcaster that had been showing this. So some people knew exactly what it was on Instagram, because I did Instagram it. So my daughter has kind of taken it over. And I went to get it from her last night, and she actually had started a new square. So that's what it looks like. I have to say, it is like super, super durable plastic. They are a wee bit pricey, I guess, for maybe what they are. But, you know, I like that Shack is made in the USA. It even says in the back, made in the USA, Boulder, Colorado. My Ladybug is also a Shack, and I feel that they make quality products. Definitely like to support Made in America. And so I made a little square. And I've only made one because my daughter hijacked that, and it is now hers. Go figure. So I got it home not knowing what to expect. And I made one little square out of sock yarn, and it's really meshy. It's almost like gauze. I don't know. See, I can see you through it. Can you see me through it? But my daughter went total gangbusters with it. Like fish to water kind of thing. And she has made a bunch of squares. Like, she has made more than even this, and she keeps giving them away to people, going, here, I made this, you can use it as a coaster. So her intention is to make enough of these, and then I will help her sew them together. I'll probably show her how to whip stitch, and she'll take it over. And she wants to make a throw for her bed. So these are hers. She's been using sock yarn held double. And these ones she made for the knit shop. This is the same yarn that the cowl I showed you was made out of. And then this one is the same yarn that the squares for the Alber's cowl is made out of. Held double. And then this one is the yarn the Alber's cowl that I'm working on for the shop is made out of. And I should say, because I forgot to mention it, it is Tree Frog Petaboo. So I believe it is like a merino bamboo blend. And she is sending them to the shop, so they have samples for the display. She asked if she could, and I told her I'm sure the shop owner will be more than happy to receive them. So I made one. If I make more, I would definitely do fingering held double. I believe the kit suggests sport weight yarn. I'd say DK at the lightest, but definitely a light worst would be best. Or fingering held double seems to work out perfect. But it's a little tricky because you got to make sure you get both of the strands as you're weaving. So, okay, that's it for the works in progress. And now we are going full on into Yarny goodness. So I was kind of a yarn piggy. I made a pig and I was a yarn pig. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start with this. So, I want to do another shawl for the summer. Last year I did Moon Dance, and this year I wanted to do another shawl for summer. And I don't know, like, I have envisioned in my mind what I want it to look like. I can't guarantee that's what I'm going to get because the execution a lot of times does not end up like the final product. You know, I don't always can't like just make a sketch and it come out perfectly. I mean, it kind of takes on a life of its own. So, the design I have in mind is just really personal to me. It will have a lot of meaning to me. I don't know that I'll share all of that, but it'll have a lot of meaning to me. And when I was thinking of yarn, I'm like, well, last year the skein I had was like 500 yards, and I had stuff left over. All of my testers used an extra 50 plus yards for theirs. So obviously our gauge was different. So I sent a message to Steve, Mr. Dramatic Knits, and asked if he and his partner Andy would be willing to provide yarn support of their soliloquy base. It is 150 grams, which is 657 yards. Like, that is a huge, huge yardage. And it is 100% British BFL fingering weight. So I wanted something big and substantial, yardage-wise. Just bigger than one skein. And then I love this colorway. This is Dirty Truce. It is the green that is in the foliage color. And when I went on and on about how much I love the green in the foliage color, because this is like my green, when I was thinking of the shawl and kind of getting in my head what I wanted and looking, you know, kind of sketching out how I wanted it, this was the color I wanted. And luckily I knew exactly where to get it from. Because Andy, Steve's leading man, dyed up this color when he heard how much I gushed on it. So, my shawl has to be this color because it is my favorite color. So the camera is kind of washing it out. It's definitely a bit more vibrant than that. It is a chartreuse with an overwash over it, hence the name Dirty Truce. Although, you know, it should have been like something like Jenna Bleeds this color or something, because I swear this is the color that runs through my veins. It makes my heart sing. And I can't wait to get started on it. So I'm working on a toy design that has me all tripped up at the moment. That'll hopefully be out soon. This will hopefully, my goal is to have this out by mid-June for the Stockinette Zombie Retreat. The Zombie Knitpocalypse. I'm like, it escaped me what it was called for a moment. So huge, huge thank you to Steve and Andy. Dramatic Knits is Steve's podcast. Leading Men Fiber Arts is their shop. They're such wonderful guys, and I totally adore Steve immensely. So, deep breath. Okay, so I placed a Eat Sleep Knit order, and I'm not showing you the rest of the stuff that I got from the yarn shop when I got the loom. It was on Instagram, but there's things behind it I'll talk about later, so that'll sit aside till probably next week. First up, I got these. It's Claudia Hand Paints fingering yarn, 100% extra fine superwash merino, or just wait, extra fine merino. It doesn't say that it's, yes it is, well it doesn't say if it's superwash. On the back it says superwash, hand wash, lay dry to flat, machine washed out. So I think you were supposed to like circle one or something. Anyways, they are about 175 yards a piece, or 50 grams. This one is called World Peas. So it's World Peas, like the vegetable, but it sounds like when you say it like World Peace. And then this one is turquoise, and the turquoise didn't seem quite as bright on the monitor. I mean, there's definitely turquoise in this. I almost wish I would have gone with the more olive color though, because I think these are going to be Stitch Surfer socks. So, because I keep seeing everybody's on Instagram, and I'm absolutely intimidated to all heck with making them, but I think they'll be gorgeous. Hopefully the turquoise will be toned down a little by the World Peas, and the World Peas will help the turquoise will also help bring out the turquoise in that. So hopefully they'll be lovely. That is also my first quarter challenge for the Eat, Sleep, Knit yarn marathon, or yarnathon. Then I also bought a sweater quantity, but I only have 2 here because I needed the space. So it is Madeline Tosh DK in the oak colorway. So it's kind of like a greenish brown. I don't know why. I really loved everybody's project in this. Sometimes it looks more brown, sometimes it looks more green. And I bought enough to make the calligraphy cardigan because someone gifted me that, and I cannot remember who. My apologies, but somebody gifted it to me, and I have been wanting to make it for so long. So, the pattern calls for Madeline Tosh DK, and everybody's patterns in it, it's just what I wanted. So I've had the pattern probably for at least 1.5 years, if not close to 2 years. So I figured now is the time. So there it is. Oak. And that was one Eat, Sleep, Knit shipment. I am so sorry, y'all. And I forgot one skein. So it's a skein of Connie, which is a scratchy sport weight wool. That I needed for another project. It's natural. It looks like undyed wool. You're not missing anything. And then I also got a sweater quantity of this. The Madeline Tosh sock in the Grove colorway. It's not what I was expecting. You'll see I love green, right? I'm on a big green kick again. This I'm going to make Vera Valamaki's Plain and Simple pullover with. And I was expecting it to be a little more yellow. I mean, I went on Ravelry, I pulled up projects, and this just is not what I was expecting. Because I always try to go and look at everybody's projects. So I bought enough of this for that sweater too. I'm only showing you 2. And then in the same shipment, I bought a skein of Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sock in the Tomfoolery colorway. So it goes from this kind of like magenta color into orange into like a goldenrod yellow. And I plan on making my daughter a scarf with this on my loom when it arrives. Because I've seen so many people use hand-painted yarns as their warp. So the part that goes like when you're facing the loom up and down. And then like a lace weight for their weft. And I want to give it a try. And these are my daughter's colors. She loves this yarn. And then for me, I got a skein of Lorna's Laces in rainbow. Because somebody did the absolute most gorgeous rainbow scarf on Ravelry. So it has the traditional red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. Okay, I have a bit of a pet peeve with violet. This is violet. Violet is bold, deep purple. Light purple is lavender, not violet. I don't know, I was looking online at something and they had something listed as violet and it was a lavender color. I'm like, that's not violet. It's the art student in me, right? Like, that was like drilled into us by my high school art teacher. And then last but not least, what I'm going to show you today is I got a sort of quantity of this. So it's more than just these 2 I'm showing you. Of Miss Babs in the Heartland Worst. It is a hand-painted 3-ply merino that is a non-superwash merino. It is 100%. And it is in the Roasted Pumpkin colorway. So I bought this to make the Pumpkin Ale sweater. I will probably butcher her name because I can never remember. I think it's like Isloda or something like that. Teague. Everybody that's on Ravelry knows who she is, I'm sure. So Miss Babs actually had it in. She had enough in of the skeins that I needed, and I jumped on it because I've been wanting to make it since the first time I saw that sweater. And, okay, so I got on there, I put this stuff in my cart, right, and at the bottom it says $90 plus you get free shipping. So, okay, I bought 5 skeins, it was 90 bucks. But the thing was, is I would assume it said 90 plus, so that would be $90 and up, but it's $90.01 and up. So it's a little deceptive because I went and I was going to check out, and it added on like $9 for shipping. What? So then I'm looking, and actually on the shipping chart it says $90.01 and up. So I was slightly annoyed, but I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. And instead of paying $9 shipping, I went and found like the cheapest thing I could, because there were things I wanted, but I could not swing another $30 or something like that for skein yarn. But I found it's Miss Babs Toasty Toes Fingering Yarn, 2-ply superwash. It is 100% merino. You get 133 yards. So it's like if you buy a full skein of yarn and you want something different for heels and toes, that's what this is for. But it was $9.50. I'd rather pay an extra 50 cents and get a little skein of yarn and free shipping than to pay just $9 free shipping for the shipping. And see, this is what I was expecting this to look like, to be honest. I don't know if you can see the difference. This is like more yellowy. This is what I was expecting this to look like. This I love. This I love too, just not quite as much as this. So I'm like, you know, I can make hexapros, I can give it to my daughter to weave squares, I can, whatever. For 50 cents more, I will gladly take this little little skein. So, along with my yarn, I did get the Rhinebeck sweater, the book. Somebody had asked me, actually I had a couple people ask me where I bought it, and I bought it off of Ravelry. So that was the only place I could find it except for Amazon. But on Amazon, it was pretty much the same price, plus you had to pay shipping. Ravelry gave me free shipping if I picked standard shipping as my shipping option. So when you buy it on Ravelry, you do get the digital book automatically in your Ravelry library, which I love. So, like I said, I had been wanting it. It's kind of pricey because they convert it from UK dollars to US dollars. But looking through the book, it really is worth every penny. The photography is stunning. I love all of the little stories. Because it says on here, Isolota and friends celebrate sheep and wool with the Rhinebeck sweater, a collection of 12 sweater patterns, stories, and more. Let's see, it is published by, I think it's like independently published, but I thought it went through someone else, maybe not. Puritan Capital? Yeah, printed and bound in America by Puritan Capital. Okay. But really, I love the pictures. I love this one of her hugging the sheep. Like I said, the sweaters and the stories are just wonderfully written. They don't give just stories about the designers. It's also about the companies who made the yarn that the patterns used. So they tried to use like local and more independent designers. I love this. I'm sure you've seen these pictures on Ravelry. But here, since the sweater pattern used Miss Babs yarn, there is a picture of Miss Babs and a story about Miss Babs. So I found that really cute. I flipped through, I've read a lot of the stories. Like I said, the pictures are just stunning. I love Aunt Fred. I love the story behind the Aunt Fred sweater. This is definitely the other one that I really, really want to make. You know, all the designs are nice. Some are just not my style. This one, Mulberry Street, it has a cutout in the back. I don't know if you can kind of see it over here. So that's not really my taste. You know, but it's still cute. I like artichoke French, but I'm afraid being a very chesty girl, it would just accentuate things that don't need accentuated. And that one is by Laura Nelkin. I should tell you the Aunt Fred, who that's by, because she deserves the credit for doing it. Aunt Fred is by Pamela Wynn. Pamela Wynn. In my head, that sounded like I said it weird. I might have. Just, like I said, the beautiful, beautiful pictures. You know, like, I love the scenery shots, like the autumnal colors that are all through the book. And then the patterns are all in the back, but, I mean, hats off to her, because it's amazing. It's one of the nicest knitting books that I own, I'd have to say. Picture-wise, story-wise. I mean, I can't say pattern-wise, I haven't knit any of them up yet to say, but they're all designers that most of us have probably heard of. And really glad I bought it. So, looking forward. I don't know when I'm going to get to the pumpkin ale sweater. I look it over, and I'm kind of intimidated. Especially by the pockets, because you put fabric in the pockets. But at the same time, I'm like, I am going to have to find the cutest stinking pattern fabric to go inside it. Like, I don't want solids. It's going to be something cute. So if you see the opening of the pocket and the fabric's peeking out a little or something, it's got to be cute. Whew. Okay. That was my piggy parade of yarn. I was thinking, I'm like, I might name this episode A Tale of Two Piggies. One of the one I knit and one of me. I did special order a couple things at the yarn shop that I just couldn't find anywhere that she could order for me. So I'm going to do that. I have that coming, and then that's it. Like, I seriously need to cold sheep it for, like, probably the rest of the year. Figure stock up while I can. I have more than enough sweater projects with the loom coming. I'm going through my stash and looking at my stash in a whole new light, going, I can make this into something, and I can make this into something. And all of those single skeins that I've acquired, I'm like, they can be scarves. I'm like, yes. I'm very enthusiastic about it. And some yarns that I'm even like, kind of like, I loved you once, but the feeling's not there anymore. I'm looking at, like, through a whole new light, going, I know exactly what I'm going to do with you. So, really looking forward to that coming. Like I said, I have a few things from the knit shop I will show you next time. Mainly because the couple of the skeins I had to order the things that go with it, and then that will probably be it for a while. So, real quick, slice of life, going to be short and sweet. So if you leave me now, that's fine. So I had a little loss this week. Didn't quite lose as much as I gained last week. So at this point, I'm kind of plateauing along, but it's like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. So I keep losing every other week, and overall I'm losing, right? But it's a little frustrating, but I was really thinking about it, and I'm like, my life is going through a whole bunch of changes right now. I'm organizing and thinking my business, planning new things, looking forward to trying new things like the loom. I have trips coming up. I might have something coming up soon that I can't talk about yet because details have not been fully ironed out. Plus I have the Stockinette Zombie Retreat, the Zombie Knitpocalypse in June that I am going to, and then I'm at the yarn shop. I'm at the yarn shop 2 days a week. I am like the official helper and having the time of my life there. It's everything I hoped it would be and wanted it to be, and I love the place immensely. Like, the atmosphere and the people and everything is just clicking, I feel like. Like, everything's kind of falling into place. So many things that I feel like were up in the air and stressing me out are starting to settle now. And I think that's part of the whole 2 steps forward, 1 step back with my weight. You know, I'm continuing to lose, not as fast as before, but life is changing, and I'm trying to reprioritize everything. So with change, you know, I guess you could say it's to be expected. So I'm not overly upset about it. Let's see, next week is my podiversary, 2 years. I can't believe it. And then coming up here Friday is Valentine's Day, and I am having dessert. Like, if my husband were to buy me a box of chocolates, I will eat some. Not that we do anything real special at all, you know, greeting card holiday, but I still use it as an excuse for him to do something for me, right? So that was my, oh, I forgot to show, ooh, I forgot to show something. Oh, well, I'll have to try to remember next week. It was sitting over here because I didn't want to, anyways. So, okay, that's it for me this week. Sorry, it was a long one. It happens, right? So, I am Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon. I am Retro Lemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, Fitbit. And until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.